To you who want to change your relationship with time, this video can help you. We need air, we need water, we need food to survive. We also need time. If we didn't have time, we wouldn't have any past, we wouldn't have any future, we wouldn't have any planning. We need time in our lives. So time is priceless, it's free, and what can it do for us? It can make us money, it can give us opportunity. We know we can lose track of it very easy, and before we know it, weeks and months have gone by, not to mention minutes and hours. And before long, our life goes away. So it would be so much better if we had control over it. So time is something that most busy people never conquer. And how much more productive they could be if they did. Some people do, but the key to being in control of your time is taking responsibility for time, for your time. You are responsible for your time. I am responsible for my time management. If my time is all overwhelming, it's my responsibility, and I can do something about it. And we're going to learn how today. It affects our health, it affects our aging, it affects our mental health. So many things about us are affected when we don't have control of our time. So what do we do with it? We just kind of fritter it away, or we plan badly, or what do we do with it? In my opinion, we spend it on things that don't matter and on activities that don't bring us joy. So when we do that, things get out of whack. Our whole psyche gets out of whack. And then how do we feel? We feel frustrated, overwhelmed, like we've failed. What happens to our confidence day after day whenever we feel that way over time? How do we feel? When we spend all of our time trying to get everything done and don't get it done, it wears us down physically and mentally. And so it's time for us to take control of our life, if that's what we want to do, which I think all of us that are into this right now, especially you who are listening, want to take control of our time. And I do also. This is a lesson for me as well as you. So let's do it. You can do it. Number one thing that we need to, after knowing we're responsible for every minute, well, pretty much, the number one hardest thing is the mindset. And we need to know there is no silver bullet. The mindset change is something that we need to be willing to take responsibility for. Like, I don't have time. If this hadn't happened, or if that hadn't happened, or if these people hadn't come, or all kinds of things, whatever you can think of, it still boils down to we're responsible. So I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I will tell you how we're going to be working here today. This is how it will be working. You make your choices of things that you want to spend your time on, and then you look for obstacles of things that would come up that would keep you from doing that. And I'll support you all along the way. Anytime that you have anything come up that you didn't plan for and that you need help with, I'm here to help you. And then if you want to adjust the plan, there's perfectly no reason why you shouldn't adjust it to get to your goals. So this will be an exercise in figuring out what you want to spend your time for, and in making that commitment to make those changes, to change your habits. So, and also realizing that as you spend your time doing more productive things, you actually make progress, and and are able to get a lot more things done than you ever thought. And then you realize you are truly free to make decisions of what you use your time for. It's such a freeing feeling to get there. And then you see that that freedom automatically causes things to get more done. It causes you to be able to get more things done. Another thing we need to realize is it's a marathon. It is not a sprint. So do you feel courageous? Because you are courageous. By being here at this moment, you are courageous. It will be good for your life. It'll be good for your health. It will be good for everything about you. So let's get to it. The first thing that we need to do is we need to start with your goals. And these are not small goals. These are big goals, your big life goals. Things that you want, you really, truly want for your life. And in a minute, I'm going to ask you to pause the video if you'd like to do the exercise as we go through, which could be very helpful. And I'd like for you to write down what your actual life goals are, the most important goals for your life that you truly want and don't know if you could even have, but that you truly want. And I will tell you that having a sense of purpose can predict the number of events that happen to you, negative events that happen to you in a day. And that's pretty amazing to me. If you have a sense of purpose, it can predict that. And it can also affect your aging. So we want to use that to control our time. So I want you in just a moment to, if you want to do it this way, to pause the video and write what those goals are. Big goals for your life, your whole life. Okay. And then come back in just a minute when you get done. Now I want you to write the purpose of those goals. What is the purpose of why you want those big goals in your life? How would they benefit your life? And go ahead and put me on pause and write those things. Now I'd like for you to write what your perfect week in your life would look like. The goal of what 1 week like you wanted your week to be would look like in your life. And then pause again. I'll only give you another 1 or 2 of these. Okay, I want you to write what your ideal day would look like to make up that week that you just described. And then put me on pause. Okay, now I want you to look back, think back, and see if your daily and your weekly goals match up. See if they will get you to your big goals. And if you want to do some rearranging on your goals right now, this is a perfect time to do it. Just pause me and come back. Okay, now that was your exercise and your goals. So now from your goals, we go on to your time. I want you to consider your time for a minute. I want you to consider that you're free to figure out what you want to do with your time. You're responsible now, so now you're free to figure out what goes into your time so that you can enjoy that freedom. And what does your life need right now? Everybody's different. Everybody has different needs. And you're free to make up whatever you want to here. And so that just remember that. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to talk about your calendar. So what kind of calendar do you use? It doesn't matter what kind you use. You can use a tablet. You can use a 3-ring binder. You can use your phone or a hard copy. I use Zig Ziglar's Performance Planner for my daily, weekly, and my goals for my life. And then my phone I use for appointment reminders. And so I use them both, and it works out pretty good that way for me. But you can use whatever works for you. Whatever works is the best thing that you can use. And I want you to think about, your list of things that you want for your life, I want you to think about how that fits in your calendar. And at some point, that's the next step for you to do, and not right this minute, but you need to take that list and match it up to your calendar and see if it fits. Because if you have too many things on that list that it's impossible for you to actually get done with your time that you have, then it's not going to happen. So you need to take your list of things to do and things that you want to do and put it up against your calendar. And because if you have an empty bucket over here and you have 2 buckets of water that you want to fill in that bucket, it's not going to happen. You can pour them in there, but they're not going to fit, and the bucket will be overwhelmed. And that's what's wrong with our lives lots of times, is we got too many things we're trying to put into it, and that won't fit. So we got to figure out what will fit. And so take your calendar and your things that you want to do, and don't try to just make them fit. Try to see what will fit. And then you'll have that extra bucket of stuff that you might have to take out. And that's an exercise that you're going to have to do, because you're never going to, if you have too many things on your list, it's never going to fit into your life. All of it will never fit. So you might as well pick the things that go along towards your goal, or the things that you truly have joy in doing. And the next thing, that will figure out some of your time wasters and also some of your things that are not priority. This is what you really want in your life, what you're figuring out. So, what it could be is like, should I make that appointment, or do I want to do whatever, spend time with my family, or do whatever your goal was to be? And it's your decision to make that. And you need to feel that freedom to make that decision and be okay with it. And then we need to figure out what the hurdles are. So you need to think about what hurdles can come up. And you won't be able to think of them all, but think of what hurdles can come up. And if you'll be able to weed out a lot of things by that. I mean, by planning your reaction, what your reaction would be if those things come up. We only have a few hours in a day, so we need to figure out what will fit into those. Back to what we like to do, if you want to build your business, if you want to learn something new, if you want to travel, whatever it is you want to do, make your goals that you put in your calendar fit those things. Like if you want to spend more time with family, then plan a short outing, or a movie night, or a mini vacation, a weekend vacation, or something, even if it's just a family dinner. Plan something and put it in your calendar and have it to be something that actually happens. And if you do that regularly, that's what you need to do, is do it regularly, and that goal will begin to happen. So you prioritize according to that. The next thing is to be present in the moment. Like, what does that mean to you, to be present in the moment? Like, if you have someone that you're talking to, and you've got stuff going on over here that you're paying attention to, and stuff going on over here that you're paying attention to, and somebody comes by, you're not in the present moment. Multitasking is a myth. There's no such thing. It happens, but it takes away from your life, because you're not putting your life in the moment. And meditation helps with that. Just stopping and breathing and paying attention to your breathing can help you learn to do that. those are tools that can help you to train yourself to be present in the moment. And there are several ways to do that. And if you need any help figuring out how to do that, I'll be glad to help you. But the thing that you need to do is be present in the moment, whatever moment you're in. Another thing is your rituals, morning and evening rituals. This is going to be important for you getting done in a day what you need to do. And one thing I would like to suggest to you is that you add some things into your morning and evening rituals that you don't do now that I know will help you with getting to your goals. A couple of those things are meditation. Meditation is so good to help train your brain and your mind, I guess, is more than anything, to be still. And it's not like, it isn't a negative thing at all. It's a very positive thing. But it's one thing that can help you train yourself. And another thing is to just pay attention to your breathing. But those are the things that you can do in the morning or evening. Another thing is to add some exercises in, especially in the morning. And I know that none of us really want to exercise, but if you don't do anything but just spending a few minutes stretching, something to do with movement of your body. Your body was made to move, it needs to move, it loves to move, and it will help you during the day if you can give it some sort of movement every day. Not just once in a while, but every day. And another thing is journaling. Morning or evening, if you can add that in, it adds to your life, and it helps you to get into your moments of your life. In the evening, if you would make it a ritual to dim the lights an hour before you go to bed, to turn off the TV and your electronics an hour or two before bed, and have that part of your ritual, and have something that is soothing to you and relaxing to you to start doing an hour before bed, at least 30 minutes before bed, to let your mind know that it's time to start winding down. And if you can add those things into most days, it will help you to sleep better, and it will help you to be ready for the next day. So this is going to be an exercise in changing of habits. And as you do, you'll learn that you'll be more productive, and you won't want to be putting things off, and it will help you to accomplish more, and you will love it. So I also came across some tips from a man named Andrew Ferebee, Ferebee, and he wrote this for men, but I loved it, and so I'm offering that to you if you would like for me to email it to you. I have it in digital form, so just let me know and I'll get that to you. But like the first thing on his list is there are only 2 ways to help yourself make better use of your time. Create and follow a clear plan of action for each day, and the second thing, increase your energy levels so you can accomplish your day's work. And so both of those things we've been going over, and then he gives tips on how you can accomplish both of those things. And the first one, I'll read it to you, is every night make a list of 6 or no more, no less, 6 of the biggest priorities of your day, and then clearly schedule them on a sheet of paper. And so it's just things like that. If you would like to add that, if you would like for me to, I'll get that to you. So now you have your goals, and you have this little list of tips that are really good tips. So think of what you really want, go toward what you really want, and you'll be more productive. You will have control of your time, and know that you can do this. And the rewards that you will have will be great. Remember, this is the first day of the rest of your life, and so let's make it really count. And thank you all for listening. Blessings to you all, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.